I'm not sure how many times I've mentioned this, so I'm gonna do it again. Usually on this channel I make tech videos, but in light of recent events, I sent my lens into the shop to get it converted because I got a new camera for 4K video. As a result, I can't get all that really nice B-roll footage I used to get, and so I am doing some project videos in the meantime while I wait for my lens to come back. In this video, we are building a new table for my gaming setup out there. I think this setup is long overdue for an update. What I'm doing for this project is I am making a corner table out of 2 IKEA LINNMONs. Product links in the description below. In order to make this really strong, I had to build a frame around it. Here is everything that I used to put together my gaming setup's new desk. First of all, I started off with measuring all the pieces of wood. Check out my very messy workplace. I made sure to cut some pieces 1.5 inches to a whole inch shorter to fit the trimming that we will be putting on. The reason I am putting on trimming is because I don't want the wood to be exposed. This way we will have a consistently white look throughout the entire tabletop. There's going to be one 150 centimeter plank running across the top. That's this one. Although we have to take 1 inch off of it for the trim. I'm just gonna go cut down the other pieces because I don't want to accidentally cut this one too close. For this build, it would be ideal to use a miter saw. However, since I don't have one, I ended up using a circular saw. Circular saws are fine, they're just a little messy. I accidentally cut a few pieces too short, so I just joined them using dowels. Then came time to cut the 45-degree corner angles. These were particularly tough on the circular saw, and it would have been much cleaner if it was done on a miter saw instead. Then I made sure that everything fit, and then I joined the corners using dowels. I used this doweling jig that I made. You can find out how to make one anywhere on YouTube. There are tons of tutorials for this one. At this point, I wanted to use my little nail gun to attach the trimming. However, I found that while my nail gun was effective on wood, it did not work very well on the trimming itself, which appears to be a little denser. I never realized how strong these pieces of molding are, check it out. This is on high power, by the way. It doesn't even go through all the way. So I went ahead and drilled the rest of the screws, and then I attached the table legs. The legs are also from IKEA. I believe they're called the ADILs. ADILs, I don't know, I'm not going to bother pronouncing that. And then I turned the table over and accidentally damaged one of the pieces of trimming on the side. The takeaway from this is wait till you turn the table over before you install the trimming. Since my framing was not perfect, I will need to use some shims to get the trimming in perfect place, and a bit of work with a circular saw. However, since I don't have a nail gun, I will find a different means of attaching the trims to the tabletop. I'm thinking I'll use screws. Since I don't have time now, I will include it in my vlog. I will also be putting back together the whole setup, so stay tuned for that vlog. In the meantime, this is my tabletop. It's super sturdy, I can pretty much sit on it, I can do push-ups on it. It'll handle my whole gaming setup, no problem. And that is it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.